Gary, thing number three, we're moving to Talen Energy. We talked about this a couple times on the show over the past 6, 7 months, I'd say. They received an unfavorable regulatory ruling. You spoke with Enrique Abeyta about this, and what happened next was very interesting. Thing number three, Gary, Enrique Abeyta unpacks the misleading Talen Energy headlines.
All right, so we're going to explain this. For people who are really interested in more, we have an almost hour-long video up from last week, me talking with Enrique about Talen Energy. We actually have done 2 webinars with Enrique this year. They're both on the Deep Knowledge Investing YouTube channel. Check them out. Enrique's fantastic on this. He brought the idea to us in May. I want to say the stock was something like 207, 208. And I'm taking a look right now. It closed today. Last trade. Sorry, I gave you the wrong
Yeah,
number.
I was going to say that
107 or
that's where we're
108.
trading at
Yeah,
today. Yeah.
right. It's at 209 now. So almost a 100% return since May. Um, and what happened then was the stock ran up. And a week ago on Friday, we got an adverse ruling from the FERC. That's the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. And they rejected a deal allowing Amazon to expand its data center power capacity by 180 megawatts. Now, that's a lot for a data center, but in terms of that part of the power grid, it is a meaningless number. It's like 1/10 of 1%. And the FERC was looking at this and basically saying, okay, it's not that this deal is the problem. It's what do we do with the next 30 deals that are like this? And so they rejected it, and there was a misperception in the market. The market incorrectly, and this is the thing Enrique explained, and he did a great job explaining this both on the webinar and in writing. But what he explained was people thought that the deal where Amazon bought this data center from Talen Energy, along with the agreement to buy power from Talen Energy, had been rejected. And all of a sudden, they were revising their view of Talen's EBITDA, their cash flow, their earnings. It looked awful, but everybody got it wrong. Now, the stock got hammered. It was down something like 10, 12%. And on the back of talking with Enrique over the weekend, last Monday in the pre-market, I was buying stock at 152.80. Deep Knowledge Investing subscribers were able to take advantages. We were buying that stock 152, 153. So we've made, I think, 36%
Yeah.
in a week on this, which is amazing. And basically what Enrique did was explain 2 key things. One is that the deal wasn't rejected, it was closed. The thing that was rejected was for Talen Energy to be providing power and not having Amazon pay transmission costs on just the extra 180 megawatts. This is a meaningless amount of money for Amazon. The key thing is the deal wasn't rejected. And Enrique thinks, and I agree with him, the most likely result here is they just restructure the deal so that the Talen will supply Amazon the extra 180 megawatts, and Amazon will contribute the appropriate amount of money for transmission costs to support the infrastructure in there. And that's the most likely outcome. But in the meantime, this stock is up almost 100% since Enrique brought it to us, and Deep Knowledge Investing subscribers, we were able to make 36% in the last week on this. And by the way, Enrique thinks that this just on its own, is easily a $280 stock, or that they could potentially be bought out for $300 or more. He goes to the math on that in the webinar. I'm not going to take everybody's time with that here, but if you want more detail, it's all available.
Yeah, be sure to check that out. That's up on the webinar. Gary, what does this mean for DKI's thesis on uranium? As I know, that's a position that you're very favorable on.
Yeah. So one, power demand, the demand for energy globally is going to do nothing but increase. Two, here in the US, there's this idea that we're going to electrify everything. We're going to, have electric cars. But the thing that nobody's really thinking through is if you have an electric vehicle, it's roughly the equivalent of plugging in like 2 dozen more refrigerators in your house. The grid doesn't have the ability to power that. And three, everybody's very excited about AI, but we are very close to the point where one individual artificial intelligence data center will use as much power as an entire city. So, how are we going to do that? You can't run these things with windmills and solar. Those are intermittent. These data centers need to be up 99.999% of the time. And politically, it's just not viable to build that much energy um, generation infrastructure based on carbon fuels. That leaves nuclear. And so, huge amount of demand for nuclear, huge amount of growth there. The fuel for that is uranium. And so, yeah, we own Talen Energy, but where I have a huge position is in uranium because all of these plants are going to need something. There was a report in the Wall Street Journal today, something we've talked about for weeks on this program, Rob, that there are 3 decommissioned nuclear plants, all in the Midwest, that are, if you want to count Pittsburgh, or it's a 3 Mile Island, one in Michigan, and there's one more in the Midwest. I can't remember where the third one is, but they're recommissioning all of those and going to restart them. These things are all going to need fuel, so we're very, very bullish on uranium. If you want more information on that and a great way to make money, check out Deep Knowledge Investing. These are the kinds of ideas where we've had just huge returns for our investors. If you're not going to do that, that's fine. But if you're looking for another way to make money, check out Enrique Abeyta and HX Research, because the guy is really good.
Yeah.
So either way, come subscribe to us or to HX Research. You'll be well cared for.
Yeah, Enrique does some great stuff. Thanks for sharing.